Hello, folks. I just made a video regarding the indices, so check that out. And let's discuss some of the individual stocks, which I was, eyeing myself more closely. Facebook is again, hovering around this tight cluster. I was looking for it to, solidly close over 0334. So it did try again last Thursday closing, and it did close above. And I'm expecting it to, move higher over 337 to, gain some traction back towards 341, 344. Again, 341, 344 has been an area of congestion. It has been thrown down from there a few times. So again, follow through here back into this 341 area breakout, and then it continues higher over this zone is important. Else, hit this line, come down, back down, and or breakout, and then test this line and then go. So again, close cluster is still happening. But I would definitely like it to, continue to hold this purple line and then, try to break out somewhere in this area for something to keep an eye on. This has also been holding this low, so it's good for a longer term as long as it's above here. It's still a good and viable for an up move, but once it loses below here, it can get weak. UPST. So UPST, this went up and hit the 401. It was an important resistance, pulled back down to more than 100%, I guess, from 400 to almost 128. That's almost more than 100% down. So UPST kind of, here, let's see the weekly. That was something which I was more interested in. So it did find some support here in this area, and it did bounce back. So I'm looking for it to, hold here and then bounce back into 160s, or even here 175 or so upside. And then we see whether, this area poses a resistance or this wants to go out. Again, it can still move in this area for some time and waste some time, or come down here. But this does looks like it filled the gap here and looking for some bounce. It is still a little bit of oversold. So above this 151, 152, look for it to hit 160s, early 160s, 163, 165, and then again price wants to continue up a little bit higher, or it wants to again not do anything in this zone, come back down. So close cluster. So, but it can still give you a few points. I did find UPST options not that user friendly. So commons may do well, or some credit spreads may do well versus directly buying a call or a put. The calls, I mean, they eat the premium a lot and they don't move as much with the option, the stock price movement. That's what I've seen. RIVN. Now RIVN, again, 95 was the low, hit 180 almost, and then boom, out and then below the IPO price. Again, this is again basing here under, and I was thinking that basically I was looking for it to do an island reversal of some sort, go directly into 107, 109, and do an island reversal, because this does look tight and still holding 97. 97 is an important support on RIVN. As long as it is holding that, or was it 93? I'll recheck. Mostly it was because between Roblox and RIVN, I'm getting confused a little bit, but my charts, or rather the thread on each RIVN and RBLX should have that number. So as long as it is holding there, I'm still expecting both of them to move up. But this, if it can give me an island reversal right here, it would be really great. So look out for price to gradually move above here. Then we know that it may have some interest to fill this gap. Else look for it to come down and break this low, or probably doing a smaller ABC and then go up. Weekly, does it show the weekly candle does look a little bit good. So anything above this, above 99, 98, 90 was the high. So anything above 99, it should try to come over 100. It did try a little bit before going towards 100, but haven't so far. But once it does that, then probably may get that gap filled done. RBLX, it is still holding this area, which is good. And there were two gaps, if I'm not wrong. I had marked those gaps. So this was the gap. It filled here and then gave up the gains and came down, but still holding this line. So, if it tries to push back up, again, staying over 101 is still good. It tries to, go over 103, stabilizes there, 106, 109 again, 109, 1010. Then 112. So this could happen. Else, if it tries to break here, then we know that there's a gap down below here to fill. So a little bit tricky, but this can mark the short-term direction at least. T-dark is moving in this tight area of 97, 99 to 87, in this almost 10-point range, and looking for it. But the good thing is, see, it did move up here on 17th December on a good volume. So see the volume, this and this. Even though on this good volume, it took quite a bit of time for it to go back up and do this. So maybe the good volume doesn't mean anything in this case, because here also one big volume and then did a little bit and then puke. So maybe for this volume may not mean so much as others, but at least this area holds, and then here above this, it price settles here, then we know it wants to go up. Some more price settle below, then we know it wants to break down. I guess the weekly gives a far better story. This is old. Yeah, it gives a far better story here. See, so this does look like some good demand from past time. So if this support holds, and so we can see some good move into 120s. This here somewhere, some retracement up into 120. That would be nice. So that's one thing I'm eyeing on T-dark. Yeah. So if it can do that, then yes. What else? Which was the one, another stock? Snap also pulled back of 83 and went to 43. Wow. So I was eyeing the Snap, and because of this, I think, and I did take a position around under 44, I think, last week. Some Jan calls, I had taken 50 calls, and then it was moving up. The market also moved up, but it was just hovering between 46 and 46, not doing anything. So I had put a stop loss at, I think, 25% of my gains. And right then it came and hit that back. And I was like, okay, fine, at least I have some profit. But then after that, it moved up more than $1, I think, to almost 249, where I actually wanted it to go. So it did go after stopping me out. So that's very, very bad Snap. But anyway, this was my smallest position in terms of stock price and the contract. So the dollar amount in terms of contract. So I'm happy, at least I did not let it go negative, but I was out at 25%. But look for this candle to follow through. If it can close over 49, then we have some more to go up. Quite a bit to go up. Actually, it did come. Oh, it does have a big gap up here. So at least it can move up till 54, 55, 56, 57, somewhere here, and then do some stuff, because it's a big move up till 70, into 70s, or at least here. Let's do this. This is where it broke down, and so the lowest to come into it is around 70, and then the actual gap may be around 73, 74. And here it enters the gap somewhere here, 63, 61 or so, it enters the gap. So they may not fill this gap that easily, but there's a lot of room. If we just look, if this is holding, this line is holding, then we have to go until 54, 55, and then some more 57, then some more until 61, and then then this whole full gap from 69 to 74. So again, multiple times it can do that. So if you're a short-term trader, then you could get few points every time it reaches a certain point. Again, this is a cheaper stock. Options are also not that costly, so buying a few months out and then probably selling some calls at these resistances zone to protect some theta against it. So that can play well. I would look again at it above 49, how it closes, and then look for it to run around to 54 or so, to 54, 55 or so. Earnings are February, so there's enough time for February. Probably a call calendar may work well if we can get something cheap, like 20 cents or 25 cents for 62 or so. Then into February, then that can be a good cheap play that can double, triple, or maybe go into good gains if this can run high into this. So I'll look into it if there's something cheaper play happening. Netflix would be the first one to go into earnings for the techs. Where is it? Damn, they always stop at resistances. So this came down to 586. This has been, this cluster. Again, they brought it down here and it's holding again. Go back up into this 632, 644, 700, late 600, and the high was almost 701. So this is some kind of a Tesla in terms of numbers. Some time ago, what Tesla was doing, this is also doing that, hovering around the same numbers again, back here, and then back here to late 600s, and then 729. I remember I had the price cycle target for this one. It hit 701, almost very close, or rather within 25 to 50% between two levels. So kind of considered it done, but it still has one more shot to do it. And let's see if during this earnings it can do it, or at least retraces up some to go back up and retest that high. Yeah, so this is more cleaner. And this has been a big consolidation for Netflix. This was a very big consolidation for Netflix. It broke out, and then this was a big consolidation. This was July and this was August, few months. How come? This is, July 20. And this is August 20. So 1 year. So I was like, oh my God, it doesn't look like 1 month. So this is almost a year of consolidation, and then it broke out and it's retesting this trend line back. So if all is good, then Netflix can give a good buying opportunity and, go back up one more time. It may probably do more than 729 in that case, because see, this consolidation, it gives some good moves, some good moves. So if it comes back and tests this trend, if it's, this trend line testing is done and it wants to move back up, it can go, 729 is our price cycle target. So some 750, 800, who knows. Let's see, first let it test 729, or a brand new high, greater than 701. Then we look for 729 and anything higher than that. So this may give some good up move. So keep an eye on this one. Probably if the market holds, and ES and NQ is also showing strength in keeping their gains. ES staying over 4,700 and then having enough energy to continue, then all these things, and NQ as well, the same thing. Then all this can show some good strength and give some good returns, at least during the earnings session. Google, Google was again consolidating. Okay, so 2800 or 2809 was where I was looking for it to hold. It did come to almost very close. Oh, it did break 2800, so a few more, and then it pulled back right up. Is it a straight line? Yeah, almost a straight line. So yeah, so this line holds, and then we can see some move up. So 3025 was the or 3125. Yes, 3125. So it needs to go back up, capture 3000 first. That's the mental block into changing the digit, the first digit, and then staying up and going towards 3100, 3125. So Google can do that. Okay, so that's why it pulled back, because it hit here and did. So again, it's tight can happen, and then look for it to go below this, or this tightness can break out here, or here. The intersection is here, so probably tight, and then it all depends on how the general market is doing. But Google so far has been much better in terms of movement, so much better than Amazon, at least giving some good moves up and down. And Amazon, I think it didn't do nothing. It 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 held the lows 3125 or 3137. Sorry, that 3125 was Google. 3137 it did held, and now back up, but it didn't do nothing. I think the whole Santa thing was about Tesla, and literally flattish action in Amazon. So, but still we are above this 3365. It's good. Then again, it may try to hit 3500, 3515 or so, and then but playing options on this one has not been that great, because of very, very, very flattish actions, which doesn't sit well with the calls or the puts. But looks like we are above this. So we still have this much range to play as of now, provided it gives those moves. So I guess let's see what happens in this next New Year week. Low volume. Again, retail traders versus the algos. So be careful out there with your premium. Volume may return back next year after everyone comes back to work and the earning season starts. So probably till then have protect your capital. Small gains are good enough, and play safe, trade safe, and look out for those numbers in ES, how it plays out. It is notorious to give some surprises. So happy trading.